Brian McCarthy here from Bold&Break, and we're going to continue our text treatment series with this really cool one. We're going to make this almost northern light shadow effect refracting through this text, which is almost kind of mimicking glass a little bit. So let's get started. This is a weird one. It's kind of a bit abstract, but it's fun to play with. So create a new comp, Control N, call this master title, get your background, Control Y, and lock that layer, and then Control T, zoom out a little bit, and type in whatever you want. And we want to put this text layer into a pre-comp. So Control Shift C and call this title. Make sure these two are ticked and rasterize that. And the first effect we want to apply here is vector blur. We're applying vector blur because this is essentially a vector graphic and we're going to get more control over it. So let's change the type to directional fading and bring this up to 90 and bring your revolutions up to 100 and bring your map softness down to 0. And you can see this kind of long drop shadow effect that we're getting. We want to start animating that shadow, and let's keyframe the angle offset. Maybe bring it to 3 seconds for now, for simplicity, and do 2 rotations, maybe just 1. Okay, cool. Now the next effect we want to add is CC glass. We want to bring down our softness to about 3, our displacement up to about 500, and our height maybe around 10 for now. And you start to get this kind of chamfer and bevel on the edges of the copy, which is this glass effect we're already aiming for. So this is already quite cool. It's a minimalist kind of look to the overall treatment. Now we want to add some color to this, but let's go for a 4 color gradient. Okay, cool. This looks great and all, but with glass, you kind of want more distortion and refraction, and you want to give away that effect. Even though this is a very stylized look, you still want the stylized look to react like the material you're trying to produce. So you wouldn't usually use any of the VR preset effects, but in this case, it kind of works, because if you imagine a VR effect is for a VR headset, which is 180 degrees view angle. So that will stretch the effect out. In this case, it works quite well because glass will refract and bend light, and you'll start to get that bend when you use these effects. So let's, for instance, plop on that VR chromatic aberration, and you get something quite cool here. Let me bring the green up to 10. For now, maybe 5. And so that is quite cool. And you get, as the aberration and kind of refraction appears at different moments where the shadow is animating. Okay, so the next thing we want to do is we want to apply just the text layer that we originally made over the top of this pre-comp. And we want to blur it. So we're going to put maybe a Gaussian blur over the top, maybe go 10, and repeat the edges. We want to put a displacement map on this layer, and we want to change the displacement map layer from our original text layer to title. And then on our source, we want to apply effects and masks. And what that does is we are taking the color information to displace the top layer, and we are also applying the effects applied to that title pre-comp. So now you really start to see this refraction and bend come together. Let's bend it a little bit more, and the light will distort itself. It's quite cool. So I feel this is too bright. Drop down to our transform menu and put the opacity to maybe 90. And there you get your kind of cool drop shadow northern light effect. Thank you for watching this tutorial. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you think in the comments below and what you'd like to see explained further in this tutorial, or you have any suggestions on any effects you'd like to see in a future video. Please remember to subscribe. Thank you and goodbye.